Superman is pissed, and the Lazarus Corp is screwed. Welcome to Comicstorian, where you get audio dramas of your favorite comic books, helping you decide which comics to add to your collection. Last time in Absolute Superman, a mentally unstable Lazarus Corp officer shot and killed many civilians for laughing at him. Kal-El found out about this and is not happy, and he's about to show Lazarus Corp just how unhappy he is. We're also going to see more of Krypton's final hours before its absolute destruction. This is Absolute Superman Issue 5 by Jason Aaron. I hope you enjoy. Krypton. 6 years ago. Kal has warned the people that the planet is dying. His act allowed the people to realize that not only is their world dying beneath their feet, but those clerics have known for some time and had created spaceships to save the elite. The police have come for the L's, but Jor and Lara are fighting back, defending their son. "Run, Kal! Get to the truck!" Jor shouts as he swings a hammer into the trooper that reaches for his son, Lara firing a blaster at his back. The family jumps into their hover truck and speeds away, passing through the city as riots and violence tear everything apart around them. The ground quakes beneath everyone's feet as fires erupt and Krypton tears itself apart. In a short time, the family finally arrives at the Red Crystal Cave where they have hidden their spaceship. Lara moves quickly, believing that she might be able to make some room to squeeze more people on board. But Jor shakes his head and puts a hand on her shoulder. "Lara, you said so yourself. There's nothing more you can do without compromising the ship's integrity," he reminds her softly. But she turns, unfallen tears glistening in her eyes. "But there are so many more people out there, Jor. More cousins and neighbors," she whispers, reminding him of the friends they have made along the way, the neighbors that have helped them. Jor nods as he wraps his arms around his wife. "Lara, we can't save everyone. There just isn't time," he tells her. He pulls away and motions to the crowd that they have already gathered. This will have to be enough. Nearby, Kal is watching his parents at the entrance to the cave, but he turns away and looks back on the place that he has called home for his entire life. Krypton's sun burns in the distance, but the planet has already begun to crack. Green, radioactive fire has begun to sprout from the ground. In other circumstances, one could almost say that it was beautiful. Earth, Pakistan. Now, at the Peacemaker outpost, the red dust rolls towards the Peacemaker tanks in a terrifying wave. "How the hell are we supposed to stop that?" someone shouts over the comms. "Like peacemakers, open fire!" the commanding officer orders. The tank cannons roar, but the rounds pass through the dust as if it were nothing. The red dust swirls underneath the tanks, launching them into the air. Inside the bunker, the other peacemakers stand with their weapons at the ready. The radio has gone silent. When suddenly, the bunker doors begin to glow red hot. The metal begins to peel back and burst, and the peacemakers are thrown to the ground. The air is heated around them as Kal steps through the door, his eyes glowing with intense heat. He reaches down and grabs the lead peacemaker, lifting him easily into the air, slamming him hard against the wall. "Christopher Smith! He murdered 23 innocent people! Where is Lazarus hiding him? Where is he?" Kal demands as he slams the soldier against the wall. "I don't know!" the peacemaker gasps as Kal's eyes begin to glow brighter. Please don't kill me!" the peacemaker gasps. Kal's eyes suddenly return to normal as they widen in shock. He drops the peacemaker to the ground as he looks around at the destruction that he has caused. Suddenly, he realizes that Soul has been speaking to him. The AI has been searching for Smith, but someone known as Brainiac has tried to hack into his systems. "I found him," Soul reports as Kal steps back outside and walks by the destroyed tanks. "Smith?" Kal asks. "Brainiac. He's at a research and development facility in the Nevada desert." Soul reports, explaining that he's tapped into Brainiac's camera feeds and can see him sitting in a room, surrounded by miniature alien cities stored in bottles. Kal, there are people inside them. People who won't stop screaming, Soul says. There is a pause before he reports that Brainiac would like to speak with Kal. He is offering Smith's whereabouts as an incentive, Soul informs him. But Kal doesn't answer and leaps into the air, flying away. Krypton, the Redlands. Then, Lara is shouting for everyone to board the ship and allow it to bond with them to create their spacesuits. Kal is nearby, Krypto by his side. He stares out at his home and steps outside of the cave. Krypto barks at his young companion, but Kal wants something to remember his home. Yeah, I know, buddy. I'm just saying goodbye and wondering what the next planet will be like, Kal says softly to his friend as he reaches down and picks up a handful of dust from the Redlands. But the ground suddenly cracks beneath his feet and gives way. Lara and Jor rush to help their son, but luckily Krypto already has him, pulling the young boy away from the green fire. In the cities, the people have learned of the cleric's spacecrafts. They rush the landing pads, trying to force their way on board to save themselves. Green fire erupting around them, destroying everything. No one made it to safety that day. The fires brought everything down, at least in the cities. Back in the Redlands, the L's craft has taken off, launching away from the dying planet. On board, families huddle together as the craft shakes. Kal finds a young girl by a window and puts his arm around her as she looks out the viewport with fear in her eyes. Hey, don't be scared. This is a great ship, the best ship that's ever flown. My mom and dad built it, Kal tells her. But suddenly, a massive chunk of Krypton is launched into the air, slamming through the spaceship and tearing it in half. The survivors are thrown clear, spilling out into the open air. Kal screams as he plummets back towards the planet, but he can suddenly hear a voice. Do not be afraid, Kal-El. I am Soul, your exploratory spacesuit. I will protect you, Soul says as he forms a ship around Kal and flies up into space. Kal looks in shock as the rest of the survivors are also saved. He looks to his left and sees Krypto with his own spacecraft, his tail wagging enthusiastically. His parents suddenly appear alongside him. We're here, Kal. We're with you, son. Always. They call to him, smiles on their faces. The Soul spacecraft pushes through to leave the planet's atmosphere, but the eruptions are intense. The fires leap up into the sky, and some of the crafts begin to falter. Large chunks of Krypton chase after them, as if the planet wants no survivors for what the Kryptonians did to it. Kal's craft is suddenly shrouded by the green flames, and the planet erupts behind him in a last dying gasp. For a brief moment, there is nothing, but finally, Kal and Soul erupt from the flames. Kal cheers for a moment as he launches into the darkness of space, but when he looks around, he sees no other crafts in sight. Mom! Dad! Can anyone hear me? Anyone! He calls as his craft flies off into the vast unknown. Now, on Earth, Kal lands in a large field, the night stars twinkling overhead as he moves forward, the red dust swirling behind him like a cape. Soul reports that he's found Christopher Smith's location, but Kal shakes his head. Forget Smith. I don't want to know where he's hiding, Kal says as he looks at his hands, admitting that he's afraid of what he'll do if he comes face to face with the man. Right now, I just need to be alone. I need to be reminded, Soul. Reminded of home, Kal says as he begins to walk forward. He steps on a road and passes a sign. Smallville, Kansas. 10 miles ahead. the sign reads. And that is where we end issue number 5. Only one issue left in Jason Aaron's Absolute Superman arc known as The Last Dust of Krypton. What did you guys think of today's story and Absolute Superman so far? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, like and subscribe if you enjoy these videos, as it really helps. I'm Dan with Comicstorian, and we will see you next time. Rest in peace, Benny.